Can Governor Sarah Palin, the Republican vice presidential nominee, as you know, she has come under scrutiny for her personal life. Some critics are saying that she can't be a good mother and a vice president at the same time. So how does Palin's gender play a role in her race to the White House? Diane Lang is the author of Baby Steps, The Path from Motherhood to Career, and she joins me live now. I'm going to ask all the sexist questions that people in polite company don't want to ask, okay? Because I think that they have to be asked. Working mothers still are the primary caregivers. Dads have made progress, but somehow it still falls on our shoulders. Why is that?
Along the lines, as women, we've actually come a long way. We're working. We're taking on more responsibility. We have higher jobs than we ever had before. Educational-wise, we're seeing women in colleges more than men at this point. But we're still having the same thing. Women still have 2 jobs as working moms. We go to work 9 to 5, 10 to 6. Then we come home with our second job. Husbands are helping more, but still not enough. So we still are the primary caregiver.
Okay, so given that, Sarah Palin has 5 children aged 4 months through 18 years old.
Right.
Is there any way for a mother of 5 children with that age gamut to take on arguably the biggest career that a woman could have in this country?
Well, as a working mom myself, I have to say that it's going to be difficult. And we know that. She's going into a very stressful job, and she's going to have a lot of pressure on her, along with the family pressure. Can she do it? She's going to need a lot of help. She's not going to be able to do it on her own. I do know that her husband is willing to be the stay-at-home dad, and we do know that it's just as effective as long as the child is getting love, attention, affection. You can raise your child healthy, whether it's the mom or the dad, but I don't think he could do it alone as well. 5 kids is still 5 kids. She's going to need a lot of help.
And by that you mean babysitters, you mean nannies, you mean family relatives.
She's going to need such a support system, not just her family as support. She's going to need friends. She's going to need to hire out help. Like you said, nannies, somebody to clean the house. She can't do everything herself.
I say that all the time because I have 3 kids under the age of 5, and I say all the time, I'm calling in the cavalry. I just call in the cavalry when I need it. Here's a question that lots of people have asked. Is it harder to be a working mother with a really demanding job that she will have if she wins, of children of infants? She has a 4-month-old special needs child, or teenagers. Which one is easier for mothers to go back?
There really is no easy time. Let's be honest. When they're young, we have different fears, but as teenagers, we have new fears. They're going into high school, middle school. What about drugs? What about teen pregnancy, which Sarah's going to have to deal with? So if we're not around and we're not home, then who's going to make sure that they're making the right choices, picking the right decisions and options?
Some people have suggested, and this is obviously a very volatile topic, but I said I would ask the sexist question, that her daughter's teen pregnancy is some sort of illustration of bad parenting. What has your research shown?
You know what? Parenting does play a role. I have to be honest. We have learned values that you get from your parents. But being in a huge family like she's in with 5 kids, she's already had the role of mom. She's taking care of the younger kids, which is not a bad thing. But it almost leads you into a natural role of thinking, well, if I do have a child at this age, I could probably handle it. I've changed diapers. I've fed, my brothers and sisters. I've put them to sleep. I've read them stories. It might seem more natural to her than somebody who is only in a family of 1 or 2 kids and never even raised a child.
All right, so to end on a positive note, your advice from your research of talking to hundreds of working mothers is you have to get help. Don't try to do it all on your own.
She has to learn to say no, learn to ask for help, and also, which is really hard for moms, let go of some of the control in the household. She's going to have to let her husband take over the family decisions, and can she do that?
All right, Diane Lang, the book is The Path from Motherhood to Career. We're going to have you come back shortly to talk about bullying in school, another topic that everybody's interested in. Thanks, Diane.
Thank you.